action. What's up, y'all? It's your boy Danny Premium. First and foremost, I want to say thank you to those people who asked questions so we could make this interview possible. It's a great pleasure to have y'all, chime in and get to know me, I guess. And thank you for helping me build an audience for my music career and stuff like that. Y'all are truly a blessing. But today we're going to do Fun Fact Friday with your boy Danny Premium. I've got some y'all's questions right here on some note cards. I wrote every single one of them down. It's going to be pretty fun, I think. I hope y'all are excited as I am and ready to sit in on this. And we've got 14 of these cards to go through, okay? So starting off with this one. How long have you been into music? What's your influence? And is making music a struggle? I've been into music probably about... I've been into music for a long time. There's pictures that date back to me and my homeboy Shark Bay going all the way to doing karaoke of rap songs on cruise. I think we did My Band by D12 or something. Pretty lit. So that was like 3rd or 4th grade probably. What's my influence, dude? I think my influence is just the love of it, dude. I just love making music. It's something I enjoy, something I love talking about. I can go on and on for days about it. You can ask my wife. She's just like, dude, shut up. Sometimes she likes it when I talk about it. But yeah, that's definitely a thing. And is making music a struggle? I wouldn't say it's a struggle making the music. I think breaking into the actual industry and business side of it is probably a little bit harder part and the building it. But like nobody said it was going to be easy, But I thoroughly love and enjoy making music. Every time I go in the studio and I start with a blank beat, blank canvas, and just get it rolling, you feel me? For me, I wouldn't say making music is a struggle. It's something I enjoy doing, so if I like doing it, I'm not going to struggle with it. Greatest influences, and what do you hope to accomplish by the end of the year? Dude, my biggest influences, I would say would probably be my favorite artist and artist I was introduced to as a kid. Honestly, one of the first songs I ever knew was Jump by Van Halen. And then my grandparents always played some of the Rat Pack and stuff on their back patio when they'd have family gatherings. So that was one thing that was pretty dope. One thing I hope to accomplish by the end of the year, my wife and I are taking us and our little fur family over to the West Coast, coming in the fall and into summer. So I'm really hoping to get established there, find some work, and get us squared away, and then hopefully be working in a studio by the end of the year. Have some kind of something going on where I'm building and networking with more artists that I don't know and people I'm gonna meet and stuff like that. Biggest goal of 2020, dude, just go harder than I did in 2019. Learn from those mistakes I learned then and take advantage of quarantine like I have and keep building my brand and keep building everything around me and really hoping that I can make everybody proud, I know everybody's already proud, but it's just like, yo, dude, like you gotta keep going. You can't take your foot off the pedal, You gotta do it for everyone. Gotta do it for yourself and keep God first, bro. Where do you see yourself in 1 year, 5 years, and 10 years? A year from now, I'd like to have a couple placements as a producer and maybe a couple verses, a couple features on some music. I think that'd be pretty dope. Get to work with some other artists I don't know, especially when we move. 5 years, I want to be in it, dude. I want to be, I would say in the industry, but I definitely want something open and working with bigger artists on the regular, have a good clientele, keep everything real professional. 10 years, even at 5 years, I want to go ahead and get in them billboards, man. 10 years, I'm trying to have more plaque than the dentist in the house. Like, I'm talking every room in the house. You just plaque. Plaque's cool if you're an artist. Plaque's not cool if you're a dentist, though. Keep that in mind, kids. Who's your favorite mainstream rapper? Whew. I don't know, man. I listen to a lot of artists, dude. I really like Gunna's music, which it probably leads that I had to do a little bit of work for him at Loud House. And I saw his work ethic and like all of YSL's work ethic. To be honest, them boys work, dog. I'm talking definitely. I'd say Gunna. He's a dope dude too. Who else? What's I'm gonna listen to, man? I mean, Jack Harlow was sliding on that. What's popping? All his music's pretty dope. I like some Jack Harlow too. Jack Harlow's got them dope vibes. Who else, man? We'll give you one more. I like what Paper Routes doing. Key Glock, bro. When I was 6, I played with sticks. Yeah. No, let me stop. Key Glock's dope. I like some Dolph too, you know. What are the puppies doing? Oh man, I'm pretty sure they're just sleeping right now. For those of you that don't know, we had 11 puppies at the end of January, and it was Great Dane puppies. It was a little bit ridiculous. Whole bunch of puppy poo everywhere. Not a lot of sleep for me and my wife. But we tag teamed that joint, got it done, got rid of the puppies. Everything's back to normal for the most part. But I think the puppies are just sleeping right now. I don't hear too much going on. I did hear them playing a few minutes ago though, so who knows. What do you think you will gain by signing to a label? Oh man. Personally, I think exposure and promo, it'd be best for me at the moment. And you know, just somebody to take care of like the socials. That's probably the biggest thing I'd be able to gain from a label, which really ain't a lot. I do handle like all my own publishing, royalty stuff, everything down from my production to engineering. Like that's all me and my music. I do have a couple homies that send me beats. You know, Gino, Basco, Tony. Those are dope producers I've worked with. We made some bangers, all of us have together. Shout out to those guys for real. But as far as signing to the label, yeah, I'm sure obviously a budget for everything and money. I mean, who doesn't need more money to, you know, it's always better to, you know, have a bigger budget. But I'd definitely say, like, probably a budget for promo and budget to, you know, work. Spending 10 grand for those big mainstream verses and getting stuff like that, 100 grand for this, and starting to build that fan base and being everywhere at once, you know? I think that'd be the biggest thing. Alright. Who is your favorite singer right now? Singer. We talking like R&B? We talking like, what kind of singing we talking? Because I'm going to be real, bro. That Chris Brown Young Thug project that just drops pretty hard. I forgot the name of it, but I just know that thing's downloaded on my iPad. It's been a heavy rotation. So, I mean, I guess you could say those boys and them fellas go hard. Who came up with your tagline and what's the story behind it? Danny P, that's fresh. Dude, I personally don't know where that came from. We've always joked and talked about the label name of Pizzazz Entertainment, you know. But I think the one thing is like, we were probably making something and Tracy Gage was probably like, yo bro, Danny P, that's fresh, dog, or something like that, and it probably just stuck. But shout out to D.Will. He did make my tag for me he redid it for me after the original one. It kind of made it sound a lot more professional than the original. The original was me and it sounded real terrible. But yeah, that was dope. Shout out to D. If you ever need a tag, hit him up. D.Will, he's quick turnaround too with it normally. What are the steps you are thinking you need to take in what are the steps you think you need to take to elevate your brand? Promo, 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 dude. That's what it is. That's the name of the game. Just be in everybody's face. Promo. Like, that's literally it. Once I get that promo budget to where it's consistent, I can keep repeating it, dog. It's a wrap, bro. Because people get tired of seeing you and they're just telling you. Promo, dog. Where and how did your passion for all this get started? That's a good one, dude. So let's backtrack to when I was young. I even got the poem still. My granny used to write poetry and all the time. She just sticking around the house. But she wrote me a little poem and she signed her name at the bottom and framed it and gave it to me when I was a kid. And I still got it to this day. It's in my nightstand. She did that, and I think the poetry of that and Dr. Seuss as a kid. Dr. Seuss had the bars, bro. With Dr. Seuss coming in, and then Granny and Papa, they bought me my first drum set. That was pretty dope, and it kind of, I think, built my interest in it, into music. And then I got a guitar at one point, was taking guitar lessons, and I was like, nah, I'm gonna steer away from that. But I don't know, I've always been into like poetry and stuff, man, and like just humming and like just singing my own songs. And then that gradually moved into me and my homeboy Anthony. I really freestyle whenever we were like, he was in like 8th grade, I must have been like 9th or 10th grade maybe. Freestyling up in my bedroom on my laptop with a laptop mic, and dude, it was so cheesy and it sounded so terrible, but like that was so long ago. And then that led to me going to college and getting drunk at house parties and freestyling and stuff like that. And then that elevated into me being in my house a little more and getting a laptop and getting a microphone in the closet with a sock over it, and then going from that to getting my first interface, and then going from, just always elevating, and now to the point where I've got a whole room I can dedicate it and work on my own music, and I have everything I need to get where I need to be, It's crazy, and it's wild, and it's beautiful, but like, that's definitely how all that got started, and it was just a big domino effect, and just it's beautiful. How did you determine when you need more cowbell and to let it explore its space? We need more cowbell, baby. We need more cowbell! I need you to play the hardest cowbell ever. Nah, dude. I've got that Funko Pop in the studio of Will Ferrell with the cowbell, his belly hanging out, and the beard, and yeah, all that. It's dope, bro. Always gotta have more cowbell. How do I determine to let it explore its space? You always want to turn it down because it's a harsh sound, bro. Producer tip of the day. Alright, when you make it big, what's your first move? We're going to Taco Bell, dog. T-Beezy, Bay's Crib. We're going to Taco Bell, man. That's it. That's where you gotta go. It's gotta take care of the belly, man. Gotta feed it. Me and the homies and wifey all going to damn Taco Bell. We taking the dogs too. Everybody getting their own taco. I don't care if y'all want to talk about it. Alright. That was done. If you could, what advice would you give to your younger self? Start sooner and keep practicing. Bruh, when they say practice makes perfect, that's it, man. You got to keep learning, dude. Like, keep elevating and educating. And if you find something you're passionate about, you got to learn that thing inside and out, dude. If you're like, you know what I'm saying? Football player, you got to know everybody's position. That way you can keep everybody in line around you. You got to hold everybody as accountable as you hold yourself. Like that's the biggest thing. Like, be you, but hold yourself as accountable as you hold everyone else. Like, and that's the thing. Like, and then hold everybody else that same standard that's around you. That's why I appreciate my homies, because they keep it 1,000 with me. One artist I want to work with, bro, you gotta go with 2 Chainz, baby. You gotta go with Titty Boy, dog. True. 2 Chainz is sneaky on the beat. Like, listen to some 2 Chainz, bro. My man be spitting facts and bars. Like, I rap like the plastic on packages. Woo! That's right. I know a little bit about 2 Chainz, bro. Where do you find the motivation to create genuine sounds? I don't know, man. I just kind of go with whatever the vibe is for the moment. Like, some days I go in and I'll start making drums first. Some days I go in and make the melody first. And the chords first. I don't know. But it's kind of like, alright, if I got this hard 808, I want to find something that complements it well, you know? You just got to have everything complement each other. But it's definitely, I will say, been easier with me investing in doing my research. I've found a bunch of free like VSTs that create sounds like synthesizers and stuff. I think Linplug makes one that I use a lot. Dex is dope. There's an orchestra one I've got that I love. But really, when I found a bunch of good sounds, whenever I actually had to break down and pay some bread for some, you know. And I hate to say that, but it really comes down to also learning like your software. There's certain ways I gotta route things in one software that I can in another that I've gotta run differently, you know. And with that being said, like I just click a bunch of buttons, put a bunch of filters, take a bunch of stuff out, and give everything its own space. You know, I'd say that's the most important for creating genuine sounds, is making sure everything's got its own home. Like you gotta think of that EQ bar as just your like a box. Like you can only fit so much stuff in the box. So if you're putting something here, you can't put something directly on top of it, or it might mask it or cover it up. You see what I'm saying? That card's done. Eggo waffles or buttermilk pancakes? I'm going pancakes, dog. Pancakes all day, bro. Love fat cakes. What's your biggest inspiration and how do you think it's impacted your music? My biggest inspiration, I'd say my losses, dog. I know that sounds real cheesy, but for every loss that I've taken is a lesson I've learned. You know what I mean? And like that's important. It's one of those things like it's trial and error. You know this worked, you know this didn't work. Biggest inspiration, how do you think it's impacted? Yeah, dude, like trial and error, like I said. It's you take that loss, you learn, you know what I mean? You get over it, you fight adversity, you learn about that thing, but you also learn about yourself. My thing I always joke and say is like, for every loss I take, I've got to get a win and turn that loss to a win. So then I got to change my whole perspective of it. Alright, yo, like I just took an ass beating, but like how do I prevent that ass beating again? Like where did I go wrong here? Where can I change it next time type deal? Like that's the thing I definitely say. Everybody's like, oh nah dog, we only winning. Like nah bro, like you can definitely be always winning, but you got to learn to turn those losses into dubs, you know. And I think that's important. Like you got to bounce back. Like you can't be down and be like, fuck man, I fucked up. All right bro, you fucked up. Where's your redemption at? How do you get back to where you were? You know, how do you take that loss and keep rolling? You know what I'm saying? Let's see here. If you could be any Pokemon, what would it be? If I could be any Pokemon. Now, does this mean in any Pokemon in the Pokemon world or any Pokemon I could be? Because, like, in an example, bro, what I tell y'all, bro? Taco Bell just sent me a text. What's it say? Get mom tacos for Mother's Day. Any Pokemon, dog. I don't even know, man. That's a tough one. There's a lot of Pokemon in that Pokemon world. But I'm not trying to be like cliche about it. Because I know most people be like, Charizard, bro, so spit that flame. Nah, bro. I'd definitely say like a Gyarados, bro. You feel me? That'd be tight. I don't know why, but like, That'd be tight if you could get aerials, bro. Just be owning everything in the ocean. You know? Be dope. What artists are you looking forward to working with the most? Woo! I already said 2 Chainz, so we won't use him again. But definitely 2 Chainz is one of them. I don't know, man. That's a good one too, man. I was really hoping to maybe one day work with Mac, but R.I.P. Mac. I was a big Mac Miller fan, dude. I loved that Macadelic Mac. That hard trapped out Mac was dope. Good AM was dope too, man. He was awake in that shit. Who would I like to work with as an artist? I mean, I guess you could say that, but I'm trying to think of someone, you know. Wiz would be dope. I feel like me and Wiz can make some dope joints. That'd be real tight, working with Wiz. Maybe even Snoop. I fuck with Snoop. I feel like Snoop puts you on mad game too. Who do you think you've grown? How do you think you've grown as an artist over the last 2 years? Whoa, tremendously. Been just zeroing in, man. Just every day, just progress. How do I do this? How do I do this? How do I do this? YouTube. Like, all that, bro. Like, it's been crazy, man. I've literally, like, been handling everything in, like I said, engineering, producing, writing, shooting music videos, editing my music videos, all of that. It's been a fun process doing it too. Like, I've got so much content that I've been working on for y'all just to keep releasing, and I can't wait to just keep dropping it. It's beautiful though. Thank you all for it. Y'all have been a real inspiration. Dang, I'm doing a lot of talking. All right, where do you see yourself, and what are you hopeful to see in the next 2 years? Yeah, so that's how you feel. Where do I hope to be? I mean, obviously California, getting to the money and doing what I can to be the best husband and roommate as possible. Oh man. But I definitely want to be working in the studios, man. I want to be getting that time in, you know, and continuously keep working and going harder every day and giving it all I got, and, you know, locking in for those long 8-hour sessions, 12-hour sessions, and grinding them out, and, you know, getting runners to the A room, you know, stuff like that. Studio cookies, man. Y'all know what I'm talking about. That card's done. How long is your hair? There you go. It's a little wet. Alright, so that's cool and taken care of now. Alright. What are you doing as far as promoting your music, and what comes next? Content, man. I've literally been trying to get pictures, videos, oh man, I just dropped 2 cards. Give me 1 second. But like I said, shooting pictures, videos, beat videos, everything, so I can just drop a bunch of content on top of content on top of content on top of content and just flood your timeline. So it's, you know what I mean? And that's the thing, is it's got to be consistent. And obviously, as far as promo, you got to look at the Facebook advertising and Instagram advertising at this point in time. And because that's where everyone's at. And I've also been learning about ClickFunnels. I don't know if y'all know what that is, but if you don't, Google it. I'm not going on that whole spiel right now, putting y'all into that whole rabbit hole. Excuse me. The filming of your music videos, are there anything interesting, unexpected, or challenging with that? Yeah. I gotta shoot my videos by myself most times, or I gotta wait for my wife to be off. Shooting those videos are fun, but I went from knowing nothing about video engineering and video editing to watching YouTube videos and learning transitions and effects and all that cool stuff, and stuff about getting my settings right for my camera and all that good stuff, to the point that I've had to invest in lighting equipment. So, you know, learning. Same thing I've been doing with music for the past forever. How many onions are in a bushel? 50? I really don't know. I don't know how much a bushel is. What was the first song you wrote? First song I wrote was a long time ago. I'm sure it was a little heartbreak song or something. But first song I recorded and released was a song called Grind, and it's on SoundCloud. If you type in the Real Danny P or Real Danny P, Real Pelon or something like that on there, that should pop up. But Grind was my first one. First song I engineered for myself, and first single I personally released. Where do you ultimately see yourself in the rap game? Dude, it's gonna sound cliche, but at the top, I may not be where I want to be right now. I might have peers that are ahead of me, but I'm not looking at it as a race. Like Nipsey said, this is a marathon, you know. I'm just setting the pace. You know, I'm here for the longevity side. That's why I'm learning the producing, the engineering, the video editing, everything behind the scenes. So you get, you know what I'm saying? Like you're in it. Like if you know how to make the beats, you know, if you know how to engineer it, at some point in a session, someone's gonna say, "Hey, pull up some beats," and then you give somebody a beat, and they're gonna be like, "Yo, man, you make beats, right?" You know, it's all about networking, and the more you have to offer, you know what I mean. You gotta. I told somebody once, you gotta make yourself valuable, and that's with anything, any aspect of life. Like if you've done something to elevate yourself and work hard to educate yourself on something, like you went to school, like, you know, you're making yourself valuable. Like that's why these degrees are so expensive, and they want you to be in a ridiculous lifetime amount of debt for them. How'd you get so fresh? Shit, dog. Gucci said it best, bruh. You can be seasoned, but you can't get lost in the sauce, dog. No, let me stop playing. Yeah, that's it, bruh. Just be myself. I set the standards to myself and let God do the rest. I just handle what I handle. That's pretty much it, man. That's the biggest thing, is just let God guide. I can only do what I can, bro. I think everything else is about composure and staying true to yourself. How much wood could a woodchuck? I don't know. Can a woodchuck wood? Cause I know you said that it could, but if it could a woodchuck wood? How much could it could? You know, I don't know, like 10? What do you do when you're not in the studio? Hang out with my doggies, hang out with my wifey. For real. Play video games with the fellas, you know, taking over the world, dropping bodies on Call of Duty. Or we're, you know, setting up them fat triple crowns with the good old Rocket League. If y'all got an Xbox, add me, Danny Premium 14. You know, let's get some dubs, dog. You know what I'm saying, bruh? Who do you think is the best in the industry? Depends what we're looking at. And that's real. Just like 2K, everybody's got their own overalls and everything. I don't know, man. That's a broad question. Who do I think's best in the industry? Dial on. No, I'm playing. I'm gonna say I'm gonna be there one day. Am I there yet? No, I got some work to do. But best in the industry, bro. That's tough. There's so many good artists in the industry. But as far as like going in and longevity type deal, Pharrell, bruh. Like Pharrell's been in it, man. Or you can even throw Kanye in there. Like Kanye's done so many songs you don't even know about that he's been done produced. It just really looks at how you do it. Like look at everything. Like, bruh. It's just they got that initial bag and flipped that shit and stayed with and did it for that. That little beat right there, bruh. That's facts. What are the 3 things you look for when you see an artist play live? Stage presence is definitely one. Another one's gonna be the actual show overall. How is the light guy complimenting this? How's everything coming together? And then I'm gonna say like the full sound of everything. How's the crowd interacting? You know, how are they doing everything in there? How's that looking? How are they cooking? You know. That one's done. What's the most meaningful song you've ever written and why? The song I wrote for my wife for our wedding day. Yeah, dude. I know that one hit the heart. I'll release it one day. I thought about releasing it on our anniversary, but I couldn't submit it in time. So, y'all are going to have to wait a little bit longer. I'm sorry. We'll see what happens, though. Maybe one day y'all can listen to it. What got you started in the music biz? The love, man. I just love making music. I like just sitting in my chair for hours on end and clicking buttons, you know, and having fun and getting lost in that freedom state of mind, you know, and letting it go. My favorite color? I don't know, man. It's been... You know, it's been changing. I would say anywhere from red, green, or blue. Those are all cool colors. I bang with all them. But overall, I normally go red. Like if I'm wearing clothes, bro, I normally wear red because I pop out in red. But you know, blue and green are dope. You know. Where do you find artistic inspiration, dude? Just the world around me. And really, every day is a different day, so every day is a different feeling, you know? So every day you're going to have some kind of, dang, I don't like this, or, yo, bro, let's take over the world, or, dang, bro, so-and-so died, or, yo, dog, what, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, let's go rage, like, just stuff like that, man. Everything changes, everybody's feeling something different all the time, so it's, you know, I'd say it's how I'm feeling that day. Wake up, drink my coffee, see where the day takes me. Let God do God things, like I said. How do you determine with what you've made is viable for use? I don't know, man. You just make a bunch and pick your favorites, honestly. Like, you make a bunch and pick all the hits. Make an A tape, a B tape, and a C tape. That's all it is, man. Just like people get drafted on teams. Got the depth chart, dog. If you could have any superpower, what would it be and why? I've already got a superpower. I can make music that makes people's bodies move, and they don't even want their bodies to move. No, I'm playing. But if I had a superpower, dude, and I know I can't say I have all the superpowers. Flying would be dope and convenient, or transportation would be dope and convenient, bro. Like if I could like transportate and everything I touch, like if I'm touching something with my hand or holding it in my hand, like can transportate with me, dog, that'd be dope, bro. That'd be real dope. Like, gone, dog. You know what I'm saying? That was dope. We're on the last card. These are 2 really good ones, actually. Top 2 artists that influence you the most. Dang, bro. I'm going to give you 3, actually. Pharrell, Juicy J, and 2 Chainz. I only say that because all 3 of them are still putting out music, and all 3 of them are still going ham. they've learned that whole longevity side of things, how to keep it real, how to actually do this, but also give back to the rap game and give back to what they love. And I think that's something that's special about them. Like, think about like Juicy J still producing hits and making music and putting out songs. 2 Chainz is taking a whole thing underneath his wing where he's going crazy with music, and he's got artists under him now, and he's teaching those guys about music and stuff that he would have known, man. And that's dope. That's something special. I think that's real. And then you got Pharrell, who's just literally just not aging, bro. My man Pharrell's chilling, making music all day, every day, doing what Pharrell does, but literally, like, it's dope. Like, all these guys are older, you know, like, and they're still doing it. So it lets you know that this ain't no short career. This ain't just a young guy's game. Like, there's longevity in it. It's just a matter of getting to it and starting it and getting it elevated to that point. If you could pick any producer, who would you choose to be your mentor? I'm gonna be real, dude. Scott Storch should be dope to be a mentor too. I feel like you could learn a lot from him. I feel like Scott's, and I have much respect to Scott, dude. I don't know him personally, but I know he's done something where he's taken a bunch of losses. You know, I know he's done some stuff where he'd be like, "Yo, like that, don't do that. Like do it this way." You know, I feel like he'd be able to put me on mad game, and I think Pharrell would be able to do the same as far as like sample clearance and royalties and stuff. But I think that those 2 guys would definitely be some people that would give off a lot of game and be like, "Yo, bro, like that was some dope shit. This is what I personally would do." So you did, you know, like I think they've been through some legal troubles, or even Mike Dean for that matter. Mike freaking Dean's crazy on them synths, yo. I don't think y'all understand that, but those are definitely some producers I'd love to be like an apprentice to or something, or a mentor. Have them mentor me. That'd be dope. But that was the last card and the last question. I want to say thank you to everybody who tuned in and watched this. I love you all. And thank you again to everybody who submitted questions. God bless, and thank you for watching. I got new music on the way. As soon as we get to 2,000 followers on Instagram, we'll get this junk popping. If you don't follow me on Instagram, follow me at your boy Dating Premium. It's at your boy with an I_Dating Premium. But I love you guys, and see y'all next time. All right. Thank you for tuning in.